baba to solo akwa ba bibia boko de enyoma kama okay ya saba biem still in your promise at 2 anniversary shirt yes I just say fata kama so you join am na de
promise at 2
so original na na de I know baby bet
they say a trans say na bet ni anemia e wasting
okay then na na baby masa we mo bantu ni so okay afedi wa ni fata
promise at 2
besa fatu solo so original na fanto so ada still
say them you make to ma
na visa no where
promise at 2
fatao
ba we musa
wa na do peyi we ana
the sizes na buy no na de
na sa ti yasuma wa ba na wa wache
there be so
sa
say na eno anu me
bi yasuma na wa do tumi a cha de nya sa
ba no mu yi enyam na say
hey hey ayo
hari movie
we there sa aka do be microphone amana ma akwa ba nna je saka and no comment so lo se ho ye
nyame adom me ho ye pa
UK chapter na untimi nya handle no saka kesa wo
UK chapter dey
to na cha ho
okay
sauni o kanjiro
to ne minim so nya magana
oh wow have 3 weeks
kana me no din committee ticket na woni na me no ka ho ase
ya mana kwaba why to say
ya wo hazo folk supporters e wo UK nyina panyini pa oda no na oba ye sports so ye no ofie ha me board members no ka ho bi ne dimpa de agrada
asa na say de
afie twemu ene afi boys ne do ho complaints abam
be October ho ba
ni abetomu die
o metete o sen kan
ene me wie ya me faase ho na say de aka na magya wa ma no mo na de mbe bia no ma ye obanya agrada akwa ba
ya minia
bia boko de
ko bia boko
okay se ba bia free ba so boko
ya UK boko
oh okay enti has of
UK never
okay
of UK never
na Ghana ho no netia
now we dig Ghana 3 weeks away if UK never
Ghana 3 weeks we dig Ghana 2 weeks
and now we UK never
and me fi UK never
we UK never
me fi Cape Coast never
boss any anu ntina say ma me esi ne papa ba 4 days ni test say esi o numbers ni nyina me frame ma abehwe message ni budin one view me
on go home
okay enti agrada in the building has folk chapter wo UK ono ene otitine ni awoda no abeka yensa anwumre ewufia yene ne bedi nkomo kakra na onyankoye de ben kakra kopem se obefri Ghana na afei wasade nani akire United Kingdom UK baby awo yewama no ne enche na solo dia mano ne nsem aba ene UEFA Champions League games eba susulu ede ho nsem nyina ede ebetudwa ne other stories awa prepare ode ebre ene anwumre ewo dwumadi ni so yewia manone a yeba fie ni abedi enkomo ewo fie hazo focus ye de na ekoso between has and Kevin Osei SB Kevin Osei SB ene akraso folk ede ene ekoso between parties mienu yebedi ho nkomo anwumre ewo dwumadi ni so Shaibu Osei Al-Hassan ene ukọ pramprama opre anase oguso kakran so benya CAF license A na ono na kaya head coach edema Ashanti Gold 04 but say coach Karim Zito former coach edema Asante Kotoko na mpanyifo apa na hontuma opanyini ene amanfo didi nkomo edi nsembia tudwa obehye Zito ase ene na ye adwuma anase onhye Zito ase ene no enye adwuma ene so honsem ewa ha aibedi ho nkomo okay ene so yebedi ho enkomo ewo efia ha Kumasi Asante Kotoko ase bena Somoa Sapon former player edema Asante Kotoko okobolo kakra ewo Celta Vigo eno ewo Spain na say de emze ni loan no ene ne modern bono aso club nani amanei almost say Msomwa omuno ni dealer one club ne wo ene de kotoko ne Celta Vigo wo no esi do my permanent emunsem ene city ye de ebeba. And now no pay on today's post ene de tudwa say Asante Kotoko Interim Management Committee IMC omodo mani akire Owura Kofi Badu na so chief of staff e de mamenhia ene ne kwa akotwe nkomo enkomo ekọ so ho ene de asie atena se awie yi ananwumre yi ye ni nyina abeba nti IMC ho enkomo ene the chief of staff e de mamenhia Owura Kofi Badu ho nsem no awie yi ananwumre yi okan ho e wo highway sports no so kwa de a obeti nhyiamu ekọ so no de piemu e wo ase nyina no ye de ebetudwa e wo ehedwumadi yesu ye mo bibia kwaba e de wase se odo afidi ato Oyerepa 100.7 said the dane da ye tena se anwumre e wo highway sports e ye no no ye ma wakonya e ma so timi do messages eba e wa brade fa e WhatsApp ana SMS 0241915555 0241915555 Sasu na the voice note efa ho a ye bo e wo dwumadi so e de mawo dwumadi no betia ho live on TV sasu na on Facebook Oyerepa Radio also betia enya YouTube also Oyerepa Radio so benya ye na afi wakan ho na ye no adi dwuma no yesa damase obanya gada ye kwaba why
Mesrichi
ye kwaba say they are satisfied with us folk.
Yes.
Oh yes, satisfied.
Very satisfied.
Very satisfied.
Very satisfied.
Satisfied with Didi Dramani.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe in consistency.
Okay.
And I will say
but your microphone mama why?
Meje into asodi. So Bishop Bibia say see man time. Na odiwi. If you say metumi aku back. Ko team akotoko DJ 1983 coach Adebi na start here. Ye man chance e mo share team ni kakrakra. Asa Ibrahim Sunday be fa so die wi. Sara and has folk team ni nya no. Ayana man for refi say it take us 15 years. Enya ho na be start Sara revolution no. Enya nya abutrema coaches ni kakrakra na bi ko social musical youth na na be Krensel, Osmani Idi, Osmani Saki, Ajoda and Joado. Robert Saba any Central Fiakwano Ezekielemu Abladikuma Shamokui and aka number 9 na miye free meba meka catch on say enti Osmani Saki obo season onti team has shisha ne kakrakra Jibo mefa sa ko ye so na omo mpesa mbo maba so pae Ghana Premier League players and omo coaches very difficult to play in the game.
In the Ghana Premier League. In the
very difficult league. Very difficult league. Coaches in the ball modern. So shall go to Norson. I'm not for that perspective. Only defense because only need strikers. In sanity they be no more tight in game. No. In terms of go to Norson. But people are not looking at that.
Sir.
Yes.
Premier League. Very Ghana Premier League. Yes. Very never Ghana. A difficult in what sense on judgment.
O see teams.
Players no more.
O see teams.
We are not just in India and say
there will be committee.
Liverpool can Liverpool play no bit me abo e will be chim.
No, better no. Or will be chim.
Are you telling me say we lack talent?
Na Liverpool player do be.
Maybe Ghana lack talent.
Talent.
I can say it has nothing to do with talent.
No, talent is never born. Oh, by a development, your development and Emma West no, a do baby no master key. What I say, and the negativity surrounding our league because as when you're mentally strong, and sana what me about Ghana Premier League no. Opa for school bra. Niema investigators investigate you. No more negative stories. Near Patrick Talkers 5 pay. No more paying up. Omo kwaku school so. Kwaku performance.
Na ahino de akwisi.
Dem patch say yen kan sempa for your league no ho.
Sempa ho de.
Sempa ho. You don't look at the talent. You don't look at the field. So who park no so to say mo kwa Europe. Mo park no so na. Mbon say what talent. Who show mo running to spaces.
One now be a mic in
man. Yeah, now has is gelling. Because beginning normal I need to space that passes nenko but who say so share match on born kotoko any any became very excellent game kotoko team na ayesa no na nye to me say dem sihwe ball no na nye te say de wuti ni radio so no yes
the who ye
say me hu ball no me hwe omo running to the spaces just a passes nko because team be abo kotoko or you extremely careful into omo cross space no
okay
what I say into who hwe boys running to space say
mo de ne say Ghana league ni boy din to the players ne ye no mo ba so
e come na big players no na o kasa ne boy din dia meta
e come ni wo come ni
e bi say
UK
Lagos citizens from
hwe picture mo boss passes be no get training
4 months ni entu o ka you kasa 11 wonders 4 months entu o kasa come do man
dem ka se mi a che onwumeti
me patcho meti
se wo ka ayifo asema 11 wonders for asema aya fa number ka ho hey no no wa ti dem ka
no omo se asem no
ti
omo se
ti asem na
da ba 7 months e tuaneka
me say if you na ko so ye 11 wonders for story fa number
na power me za
e ka ho undi ko ye 11 wonders for story na me menya ho amane
nse omo ni wo
eti na o kan 11 wonders asemi am do number better to
11 wonders
aye
e da omo nya da omo ye
pa ye omo so
kukuru ja keke subeja
to a
kukuru ni ja ya keke subeja
omo so omo ni omo players ka
4 months
omo ni omo driver so ka 7 months
na ide na driver judgment no
Jibo the more problem ni ewo managers of the game ni now the back for court
hey there's another
yes
so ba so yan kwa mo na
o team wo fi o na de court
mbedi for
what say
they be on mbedi for
en chomo ti fa no aye na djuma yie
ba to ayi baby awo no o no cry he lisa na ko benti
me London
I say wa ba so wa ba London anga
me London that na meti
ba cho o de nya abotre
why problem with the managers ba for transfer na de court no go court say obi gu ade hu fia on fa ne court
anga da
bu na nya yie upo na nya yie any supporters ni mpane mu ne yes ukuma de hu fia me boka ye
who is anti supporters of mo journalist
and who can throw na who can throw to so what court nya aduma da omo
na also do players ka team drive enche mo wala
no feel say nya me kra e to de kokko jibo na agi are achi nya nem kata e wo say mpenipon say asem agi ayi kan
no say asem no kan no
what on fa no normal
say asem no mo kan o kan supporters mo no
me say what on fa no normal
ele hari yi ba ko
me microphone
how supporters o kuma say asom be gira ni mu ha no mo twa ko no mbo no agrada
say
wo ka say you go back drive ko
so le en kwa mo no o microphone yo why o microphone so
yakona yere kakra bi abana ene studio abede pa na unim se nyame ya adom a ochena ade a Benfica ne Madrid game no e ba so na UEFA ban no aba e de Gianluca Prestiani nemom betumi break the amount SN Benfica team na ewramu e was Spain Madrid no womo e de Gianluca Prestiani aka squad no na omu chemu omo ya appeal enti omu ogide se ena enkosi china wia appeal no ebia na UEFA reverse omu decision na omu etumi yiban no e de free boy ni so ntino womu de ne ka squad no se de be ya boy no ebetumi bo game ni bi wabra UEFA appeal omaye e de ama omu hwa ni mu se womu enso etem ewe no ebeba na abra Benfica team no enso ekodru Madrid na Madrid supporters ebetwa omu ewo omu waiting area ewo airport na Madrid supporters no etiemu out edi chere Gianluca Prestiani ahanti video no ene da screen so no Madrid supporters na jecho na Benfica team no efri omu boss mwesi from na supporters no ehura koda no ese on free hono nkona wo mu empeso mbe hu no watena game ni mu a eno enso aye omu arrive ahonsem a eba ewo jumadie no esu tibu kotwa ena edin komo edi afa tena game no na ose nyamianum nukrani adie na si na anu ada ewo Benfica Stadio Dalu no odwene ho ontiase na nipa ne ho ye ne won apa Jose Mourinho kase Vinicius Junior celebration enema Gianluca Prestiani friend sebi adwe no ɔdwene wɔn te ase na obi celebration entumi ama yɛn fa ne color ehuru no ɔse ɔwɔ stadium onyina no ahu sɛ supporters no wɔn chanting ɛne wɔn gestures bi wɔn yɛ no wɔn ejiji vini atem ti ne nyinaa no wɔhu yɛn sakra ɛna player no ɛnso ɛba abɛdi n'atem na ɔse vini na kakyɛ wɔn Madrid players ɛsɛ wɔn ntoa so emo game no nyɛ saa ɛnkɔ kaso wɔn bie mu a ɛnka players ni nyinaa bɛdi n'akyi na wɔn abandon game last week ɛno nso ɛba so a Madrid ɛwini saa game no by 1-0 wei ɛyɛ tibu kɔtɔ ansɛm wɔde ato dwa ahead of game ɔkyena ɛno nso ɛba so ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Madrid kurom ɛde ho nsɛm no ɛde ɛma ɛwɔ ɛyɛ dwumadie no so na PSG game ɛno nso ɛto dwa against Monaco coach ɛde ma Paris Saint-Germain ɔde ato dwa ɛsɛ Ousmane Dembele out of the game na no pikin knock no mo hwɛ animu asenka ɔbɛyɛ available for Monaco game no but ɔmo hwɛ animu a wantumi anya feta game no ɔtena ontumi nsi akan ɛmfa ɛma PSG wɔn mo eboboko no Weston McKennie ɔne Juve deal nyame yɛ adomo a mebacho enche ɔmo de pen ebesi krata so na ɛyɛ contract extension until 2030 ɛna Weston McKennie be extending a contract 4 million euros a year ɛna ɔbɛgye ɛde egu ne botomu a yɛgye ɛno so nkɔmɔ no ɛba Bayern Munich ɛna ɔmo sɛ ɔmo tete sɛ nkrɔfoɔ linke Nick Vortamadi ɛde ma ɔmo team no so wɔbɛfiri Newcastle United at the end of the season na waba abɛsi akan de ama ɔmo kyɛ mu a nukura bia eni sansɛm ni mu a ɛno so ɛyɛ de free hɔ ɛba Thomas Frank na system tam yɛfrɛ no John Heitinga ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Tottenham Hotspur team nim no abra I go to do ɛba no ɔsi dwumadie no ontumi eni biem na ni agent abɛkyɛm de ntia John Heitinga ɛyɛ sɛ dwumadie no ondi a wɔno entumi ne I go to do anya adwuma ɔse ɔtena asidi no ɔse a papa e friend I go today ono obabia na ode ne staff na eba ono so dwumadie no beso mu a eye 4 months no abeye 4 months no kona on the ebe de otumi ni coach a oye adwuma 4 months adi dwuma e was space oha na emwa no ene ma ono join Heitinga oja assistant coach no e de to ho e was space wo mu etim ni mu a eno so e won nsem no eba e wo dwumadie no so referee chief e wo Italy e Dino Tomasi ose nanu Napoli goal a omushe editi Atalanta a referee no eka se foul ewo build up ni muntino onje sa goal no ose na correct goal we referee chief friend Dino Tomasi na nsem odi tudwa na so hempa na nkeni se Napoli omo elusi sa game na no enso referee chief ne dia eba Juventus and La Gazzetta dello Sport report say reporter anase omo eni edi Alisson Becker echiye passe obeba na wabe replace De Gregorio ewo Juventus omo go post omo hwani mu ese somewhere Juve womo eni Alisson Becker be din komo na waba abebo edi amomo a we eye de eba ye de emamo ewo eye dwumadie no so ene enyume Champions League early kick off Atletico Madrid and Club Brugge and Airborne na Atletico Madrid first leg no 3-3 na lineup no said de bia no Atletico team Airborne Edia Club Brugge Jano Black afei Marcos Llorente Bobby Mark Pubel Ejechino David Hanko Ebo and Matteo Ruggeri and so Airborne Finfino Gialino Simeone afei Johnny Cardoso and so Ejinem Koke Ebo and Leandro Baina and so Ebo Alexander Solot and Julian Alvarez one and LED attack no come a Club Brugge Simon Mignolet one a goalkeeper water a goal post anymore Abrantiani Ding and Kevin Sabi Ebo Odones and so Ejinem Joe Odones no afei a player and Ding Eddie Michel and so Ebo and afei Joaquim Seyes and so Ekawa omo complete defense no en finfi no 5 midfielders Alexander Stankovic Ojinamu Carlos Forbes Ebo Hugo Velesen one so Ebo Hans Venaken Ebo and afeso Christos Zolis Ejinamu Edema Club Brugge ni mu hono eko edi ama Nicolo Tresoldi and so Club Brugge one etim na so ya 5:45 and a game no a kick off and so Metropolitano Stadium ye de ewonsem no e de amount jumadi ne solar voice Honey tomato mix happy sunshine education project egusua ekoso pebitoy now kitchen bed aduane no esofoma ebe pai na oye sa nyina na obua am education atumpon e Ghana tolavons any Honey tomato mix fire kitchen companion nebua education e eye Ghana perfect skin and body therapy pimple stretch marks then so ben ko tattoo ni nyina beko afi body no ye be ni ye at the amount body slimming stomach reduction body enlargement and afi flat tummy ye bi at the account ho Kumase enkran any takra the branches so 0553 312911 and 0272 453535 PKB group of companies brand new car tires brand new car batteries yeho and a bebrena ewo nebo ewo form obaho ye more security doors I had free Italy Turkey any Germany aba main office your tafo camouflage any animu ofori chrome new road junction and enkran brigade Teshinungwa beach kwena ekotemane ho 0209 170 030 and a 0501 485 115 bus digital satellite decoders no yen yema obi born ubenya bibia he ewo eye TV ne so abraye ho na yema decoder na ABA installation ma wa ne ha recharge e the account Abripo junction ship mu ho ena yewo 0200 050848 Reco herbal mixture Crasia drone Kwajo Reco Royal Enterprise ena de aba etumi pressure etumi koko infections na mu yade nyina no etu ase menstrual disorder enso ebeko male vitality na afi aboa amanipadua no enya ahoden ba bia yeto no oman mu abi akwa Reco herbal mixture ebi ho pebitoy for 0244 470067 na one Reco herbal mixture campaign for Eddie Enkomo Bettermont any inter-school superzonal sports competition wamu assign partnership Kumasi ntino wabra suzono estate ochina ne yawada so no Bettermont na mofra no enomu a ebe 45 omomanya ahoden ede atumrika enya ahoden de field event no enyina ebi entu so pef Bettermont na no mo vitamins B any C ewo mu a eboa emanipadua no enso enya ahoden Bettermont extra malt extra refreshment adwuma koi woma daruma ena ye day highway sports ede ebrem ene anwumre ewo eye kasa fidie no eso ye day amanone nsem no ene aboafo nsem no ede esina dwumadie no atoaso ede amamo happy birthday to Mrs. Vida Echampon oye president and owner of Bonvi Cosmetics ewo Keo Kumasi Efri Ura Mr. Kwajobo nsune nkwada no ho ena eba Mama Vida happy birthday eko edi amount happy birthday to Philomena Dabanka banquet coordinator ewo Golden Bean Hotel Phil ene ewa woda nyankopon hira na onye okese pa afesu urem ewo Asokwa municipal Vicentia April edi ne birthday Vicentia special birthday to you and a last one no eko edi amabanel mame yebo afrimpoma our Glory Men's School ewo Dansoma ene eye banel birthday nti bani nyame enyo kese boss medisi na show no atwaso
so yada say ebese shebim why
okay
Oniadofo uti Oyerepa 100.7 FM
okay yenrefie na yenhwe ensem ewofie na afi yenidi ho enkomo kopem se ebeka simadu amanabo eye nunsia no ye bie lines na di ato na afi etiefo ne ahwefo eso edomadwen kire abeka ensem a yedi ho enkomo enwumrei ewo highway sports yi eso bafo
yes sir
anopa na wo se unya bi abeka nti akwanya mama be 5 minutes na IMC command yedi no se awiai ananwum do pese okabi se Zack so anwie ni de ti mepe 5 so ama Zack na obe so mama ne 5 na for wetimi de wi omasem nti de na pese wo ka no ekwan da ho a betimi aka
me da se boss se obeka ya ye maami leader kansa me boa
yes
ne committee professor leader kansa ne committee no bra omwi adwuma no the report itself ne de ye nya privilege ankan bi na statement eba abonten a na announce the new direction of the clubs seemingly no so to say no one of the cardinal points I mentioned here was about structures of the club. Clearly from there on, no, you expect to see say structure wise no, the club was going to be structured in a manner that meet modern standard of managing football. Of course, at that time, you know, the no go akwemu a who said nanka that structure no na banner say image. Unfortunately, 2-3 years along the way, no, the whole structure was collapsed. Even though enokrano and take shape anyway. Then the IMC came in. IMC Niba, and I think the statement that announced the IMC also spoke about structures. Clearly, a catcher will say, baby, a team through my shine, I said, it is no. I'm interested in seeing to it say, moving forward, you know, the team is structured in a manner that meets modern standard of football management. 3 seasons down the lane, boss, you who's our structures no. I feel cried the authority because so okay, sir, mommy no after mommy recommendation no, and a professor recommendation no structures na image ye no nanka you perceive who say ebe ko na nim na bia be ka ho nanka won say senia enei man for ye omo ni abra omo ye football no senia omo hihye omo no ma no nanka ayei but eno dwigu ye pe afedie abeye IMC no started with even the coach being part of the IMC. Now say a model that Kotokopena started operating football. Okay, the same IMC don't have to sack one of their members, which is the coach. One of the members of the IMC as a coach elsewhere. So that even IMC na on its own and I say in itself no structure wise no na afi ahodo ahunwan no crack akra no ayemfa ne senka ye bia ka ba start bibi kakra na no ho na e bia nka it to develop and I say revolve by itself no and I say revolve along the way no and no crack so na and no so no na ahunwan so it got to a point afi na IMC no abeye so IMC in nanapin krankwa then Akoto was co-opted. Dr. Christopher Demenya was co-opted. Inti yemfa say, "Omo ye kwesa IMC members." Of course, Safuduku because obey communication inti, also was co-opted. Inti Nana Pinkra as the officially announced IMC member. The rest were co-opted IMC members. Omo ya hade no. Now say I say some certain areas in terms of branding and marketing but some of them are even not permanent. And maybe some who say the past 6 years or 5-6 years baby a team from Mashe as say structure wise no the club will be structured in a manner that will meet modern standard there. Rather, no, I said the opposite is what we have been seeing
with the IMC.
With the IMC, because the IMC, the character now the buy no, you say assistant. Kosiapia very much inconsistent, very much unavailable, very much not around. Meaning say if you land in a bar, but for some time now, Kano, office Sudan by Chemuka Kebe apart straight to London now. Afi Dr. Demenyamo say Nana no minim how they were appointed, but so one man can one, then Kakoye Nipo Bakope. But a football club in the caliber of Kotoko, and says are necessary, especially with Noma day in day out. Omachita for no person who we are Kotoko supporter. Apart from wanting to see results on the field of play, no, you also want to see results at other areas. For instance, infrastructure. For instance, club presence within the community funding itself, and then the global football populace, you know, as a club ninya presence. That so baby na boko to kodia, it rings a bell. It sounds you say that in Febia Trimono, baby, and boss, I want to believe you say in your professional job as a journalist. Many years I watch travel across the world, no. Baby, I will do biano, boko to kodia. Who say people herald you, people meet you and appreciate that, and then Saadiano a swati, and to Kotoko presence globally, Krano, a diminish all teams everywhere. I say they grow their global brand, but Kotoko global brand, you know, and they are diminish. And you are Kotoko supporter, you want to see that being built sort of Macau results on the field of play, Macau infrastructure. Another aspect, a revenue generation. We are a supporter. You want to see your club putting in measures, a bit turning things around, a bit generating revenue, and revenue generation a broad, because football today is managed in business manner. And football clubs are like Abe. Almost be a no, I won't persuade me this kaba. Because on the field of play, we generate revenue. Even match day, revenue generation stream, no, apart from gates, there are other aspects, and also amount revenue generation stream. Maybe how, for instance, Kotoko and any NSA will that issues. But as you say, Kotoko team resolve and answer as you say Kotoko. They say they say a house for Kutuya Legon. On my high stadium on the day activity you have stadium will be a house there some control. For and you say revenue generation stream no becomes very important.
So based on explanations who do you blame? Will you blame the IMC?
No, I'm not blaming the IMC. I'm not blaming. In fact, I'm not even blaming anybody. Point I mean, can you say over the period, you know, what we will say, maybe a team from Machano. This is what they want to see, or this is the path they want to chart. But it hasn't happened. And see it. For instance, the makers say IMC the editorial. No, I'm not saying it's editorial by their own doing per se. Because, for instance, to say Ogum, no IMC member, and yet IMC for the member. And then the second, no, even though the decision of the IMC, but he was not replaced as the IMC member. He was only replaced as at the coaching department. The coach in the permanent coach by your permanent if he was IMC member there. It was not
the same person also complaining say. Having a coach on the management, Idea Kotoko, any club or
yeah, of course.
If Ogum is no more there, and because Ogum, before Ogum be free Kotoko, and they free management. So,
boss, I'm saying, so the point is exactly the point I'm making. Say, I'm saying,
how do you replace Obi a problem with? Now we're free. I was saying, replace.
No, I'm not saying you're replacing. No, yes, I'm for coach, but no mayor IMC member. I'm saying that you know as IMC member, no. At least I just IMC one, you're short to one person, no. So we meet as IMC, the four of us are your panel members.
Obi Ako when you for me. Ogum went there because he's the head of the technical team. And he can't IMC. Okay. Ogum is no more. Yeah, you know, FU. Do you still insist say young people be no more occupy the role of a technical member on the IMC? Sana besoche.
In terms of numbers, they still needed somebody.
Oh, can't about numbers.
I'm not talking about wrong. I'm not talking about wrong. My interest is not even specifically about wrong. But in terms of numbers, because the medical can say, "I do no. If you am, I feel that I can happen." Nana will have to co-opt Dr. Demenya. Nana will have to co-opt Akoto, who is an administrator at the secretariat. No Juma also another burden on its own. The day-to-day secretariat on administrative work, in itself, no crown, and no crown, lacking numbers. And to co-opt him in as the IMC member, no crown, a bad double job. So I no cry in itself is another challenge.
Okay.
And the point I'm making is structure-wise, Kotoko has not improved. The point I want to make, the American structure-wise, because revenue generation stream, you need to get people at key areas, managing all those aspects, and send them abroad. Because the match day revenue in itself alone, send a managing paraphernalias, send a managing kit aspect of it, send a managing even Nipana opportunity together. To for instance, now against House of Folk, that numbers we saw at the stadium. It has to be maintained, it has to be sustained.
Mate, before me that say, Mammy goes that way, Zach, Father Benjamin, we bed naffy. Stories say one in the museum from war, na Muntimi in room. Meet you, Kobe.
Jimbo. It's clear, sir, there's a gap in terms of personnel. You know, a big club like Kotoko. Very bad, say we do a point where only one person that is visible. Yes.
As in
running the club.
And say they are management or the Odano.
The be with the end of the yes, a beer. A won't conform more, say be a BBU. You was holding the Yakutua.
Akoto is head of administration.
Administration to Ompodi.
Nana Pinka is the chairman of the IMC. For a former colleague will hotel for me. A marketer.
The name
head of brands and commercial. Then there is Asenso, and then there is Christopher. Position Ben and up or more as a food walk of you.
Dibo, we had him say, IMC no. Now I can't happen, Crankwa.
Are you sure?
Well, that is it. No one know you.
Time bay.
Bear means I'm going to bear 1 year near.
1 year, you see, we have seen people working. Safuduku, ahead the communication.
No, yes, that is.
Christopher, ahead the operations. Omafobi in charge.
Christopher the Ben started mass operations.
Oh, Christopher is getting closer to 1 year.
So before then, so before then,
now appointment by our
circles about a year.
And
it's getting to 1 year. It's getting to 1 year.
And about 7 months. About 7 months. And I don't buy on board. You didn't buy on board. Now you see, Dibo, as big as Kotoko is, me feel say not me answer the way Kotoko is no. And I was adding when was discuss Kotoko na adding because how the structure.
A rule be now full so many appointment. My MC no moduma ma ebia cap by you rule we ezenka we wo ho near the we kwese ho ebia we aha ezenka Kotoko we near the we kwese ho. So tell me just say
because of him the how Kotoko structure it you know.
To say the sports department who head of financing.
Mpacho we near bid that. You don't talk finance. Oh, fear with you. Me problem do you see?
My road
send that Kotoko structure it you Emma because at one time na ogumu free mu obi ani say kusapia onya active usanka baby anan call the power to appoint bring people like employ them usanka a bit easy for him to appoint or build a very complete management but say that you know Eden it's in those people that he has been opted because the way the Kotoko started is, you know, he only the power to engage them with at that level. Say, yeah, the motives, yeah, sign a contract, the Piaoka. Means all for management now. It's then to get people to work full time. It is out of my head. I say, I'm crying. 2 days a match, no book, Marcy.
No be appreciations.
You can't use this to push a car. No. A rules that needs 24 hours thinking about the club. Because I was an idea, Mr. Asensone Bakono. Oh, you was on Hammond, no. A Rosa elsewhere, no. Officer that and you're no correspondence office no more. Yes, that's why I'm praying for me demand them. They work 24/7. Brands sponsorship. Jibu, sa office no. If you call Liverpool Man U ni sa teams na idea na. Nipa what's our office na ye adwuma for just adwuma nko no. Oh, they are there. I can just be an I can tell you that of Ascension because you don't want to Kumasi.
Are you saying so many biana?
They have it. Maybe I want to continue. Oh, they me yamo and open with me abo me was am talk with me yabo. They are there. You understand? Eti you want crofwa. That is their job. People are even under them.
If so, then any management will go face a problem now. Work on.
Say that I say I the reason why I did you can structure
at various times our management by emphasis be my appointee will be in charge of marketing and brands. I don't know who will be under them, and then I am seeing time on Kwanesi.
That has been the problem. One, maybe resources. Two, structure problem. Because the way the appointing is, you know, once I say, because
the problem is not IMC. The problem is Kotokona.
Yeah, also me that. Apart from the fact that they are not resourced in terms of personnel. Because there's no way time puna na ekosiapia. Ogum and napping crown. Yes, no Musa.
Question.
We were saying say M1 because they are that's a almost 3 years to go Jumano. Obonkwa. Then Ogum left. Kosiapia nim into only on one count. And I bet you not napping crown kwa. Eti now say okofa harmony asenso and those guys should come and help him. Meanwhile, Eyejuma yen Jaka. Ibo, say even though you say the fact that we not go enante
Juma dey name Jaka.
Oh, so there's no contract. They are not. Say
yeah. No.
Yes, anate. Say contract be no say be boss me mo see.
One of them has now confirmed full time, but
they will name no.
Not one of them.
One of them I mean kind but
and Juma also in your position be near the mo be a something bo ho no work based on percentage. The other banner. Near more percentage on it.
Oh, send the be over. But wait, and I say
mostly Ghana had ever about marketing. Mostly almost head marketing department. No, I almost work based on based on percentage. The other banner near my commission. And you will be so and your commission or your full staff, the company employs full staff. Not just on your then or the bar association commission account. Your side and so it's you may say until say a bit your better son. How you are appointing Crawford. You see, there should be, and I'm saying all this in your time with the Batanyejuma, there should be full-time board. Then they appoint their full-time management. Nina, I practice it you. They've never practiced it. Board, they appoint you to appoint their management. But and also maybe you know problems management no be a CEO on any board issue way issue bebre coca na anyeye Jibo I think say one key issue assurance security on the job security but we look like say obi aba there's no security and the way they all call where we are near to the appointing authorities
at least there should be security it man I dey man no only say
some of about you catch oh yeah Jumano it be 3 years because most of announcement are free mention but when we are appointed board ana management a ye de ka ho say adwuma na mo ye ne mfie miensa.
That is a man me say 3 years ajibo. Odi mo bi asa na 3 years how do you by the time you build a structure. Most of we structure na nka obenya won faso no. Na unfiri o.
So we ye yesu e be mo ato aso.
Omunya obi no oto aso.
Say Obed. Shifting cultivation na oneba for na fe yenwe bibia aminti o kaka bibia kama pa
agada kan so ba onya abotre pa hit no de ba no on he no be hit ya twen ya de twen no be hit kitwa onya abotre pa no ko mema sene ma charge bi nya hokra they are failing their duties as a chairman of UK pa and not the hokra on why he has special time man na you to proper position. What feeling poto papa
now you for my organization has supporters all UK we know
hey masa oni
from papa
oni
answer
ne member so
the chairman of UK ni person on the other town wo dey wan send that hot town do send on the other town
ba
ye wa sem mo makra ma o kan so
wa kokotoko na ha me ba no you are still in position that be
the first defeat of
members
phobia for life say no metimi aye bafo we be ba no bafo phobia for life say no aye Fairly club no
say no as I would you start here no you over bet 200
and they say aka say
but e bi na on sentina deputy amount for Tresca amount even March yes e be ka 10 that's a failure of leadership na enye failure of leadership
also failure poto
me fairly say Mr. supporters on my boy say
oh ba for so there professional journalist.
Dabi who say obi adwuma na ogun fi. Me fairly
asem dey sign.
No, Dabi ha support bi na obi try me hwe.
Ese se omu tu.
Dabi ha support bi anya me hwe.
But mama mo obedi nwie. Em say na woni ba fo ni ba bi mo me.
Dabi ha support bi anya me hwe me fi say me failure 4 years. Let's say 4 years answer. O say. Me dey me dey UK. Tell me. Me go ni say. Obi a register, so Obi a register £5 by month. Jibo, no I put the whole year.
Ontia
on my meeting. Baba of leadership. I didn't say leadership.
Adeba kusuni say.
My friend 1 2 3.
Ghana for omoti amano ne no.
Jibo he no afọ
ko tie ne sanjo ma
but ya ye ni ye. O say. Mam charge.
Agada mayu.
Agada be say you know. As of late 2025, Salah Rose is the marketing director at Manchester United.
Agada microphone. Agada bacho. Mame
gada wa feel has pa e be ba no
Obed
e ba ewia Jibo mi kwe ochene hian full show phobia for life no kra no Obed e hwe no e je ko
Obed
so nka ho
yenko
Jibo you see anyoma esesa Jibo anyoma esesa pa the last time Alhaji Ali Madona betna hana you no can SMP utimuze back then na enyoma akotko ha ase ye no ese enye ni nyina na wo ye be yi ntinyoma ne sesa we are sene sesa na so sesa ho Ejibo you just saw the story of Nokia, the story of BlackBerry. These were prominent phone companies. Now basically because obi news obi something is happening in the Ghana football. Jibo menkai the last time you call 4 years has ne kotoko 4 seasons no be Angel League. You can check the history. 4 seasons no be Angelique. The meeting now air cost so mention many ajapa. Because the last 3 years, I think say Kotoko 1 step forward, 1 step back. The transition from the Nanaya Mponsa management and the board led by Dr. Kwame Chi to the IMC, I think say you delay some decisions as a club. Certain decisions need delay. The IMC was necessary within a period, but after some time, na system which was a board, a running management, na see a call back to it. Na baby a sin to buy yeshimukina near twaso. So one share certain personalities you might feel they've not lived up to expectation because of the system they find themselves in. I got the Abba Ghana, me sure say your systems be below Ghana high different from UK. There's Oba Ghana crazy or Ghana time. Abrichudi agrabedo na train it to eja so ye be hye wadwuma mu no nya ketwa. So you will be or he might look like he's indisciplined in the Ghanaian system because of how free the system is. What time the code be man so the system will force the person to be disciplined. So my dear, I feel say the IMC time no etwem. We cannot run Kotoko with an interim management committee for 3 years. In planning, I call school no. Short term 6 months, at most 1 year. After 1 year to 5 years, you run medium term. It be crying 3 years. Now for 3 years, you run long term. Clearly, interim is meant for short term. Think you starting league now, Dr. Kwesi Appiah offer from Sudan. I know Jay Jumano Hakono. Now who be here say. So we should repair our management, so and the freshen. You and I will admit say at a point now that Suberi wanted to be careful when it comes to decisions that involve Kochogu. Because of baby, I know free our bad. Because no only Oguma Jumama issues see. I'm at some point in time. Okay, I said that's in the interview with Graphics Boss. Say Oguma resign. And I'm out for board that she said it was premeditated to Ogum Kaya no koye interview, just so that Ogum cannot come back even when the leadership decide to resolve it. So that's so that's where this time around was very careful when it comes to the technical decisions around Kotoko. He decided to focus on his administrative side. That time not combine administrative and operations. And I know you boom. Inti nipa pa na nipa 9 na IMC no so no. Ye did say ni nim deal with technical ability and technical issues was Coach Kwesi Appiah. Then there's one thing about every individual. When you you put in your best of energy. So say your first 3 months. So Kwesi Appiah, after getting that Sudanese job, was never going to focus on Kotoko. We just come obey Zoom. There be Zoom asem. So training grounds asem. Issues ni be a buyer. And ma Ogumnya problems was also because of the system, because he was exposed. Nana Penkrai new in the system. Until that time, there are even certain experience in the Ghana Premier League. See a venue. Now club chairman and by a CM, it was even new to him. He was adapting on the job. So his efficiency was definitely going to be affected. Until I'm saying on that basis, the year free. Until Jumano share off the food issues for Kessie. So Ogum granted an interview and said that one of the biggest problems of the IMC was communication. They went almost a whole year without a proper communication and marketing structure. So afimwa nebini ho. Ana asem kese pa. Intina in common aye bibi. And time Ogun Koka said their problem was communication. At some point in time was true. Because now your symbol as a Kotkobabe Chitrim. Ntiji was always steady. The first year of the IMC, there was a huge gap between baby supporters, Any baby or leading club in the deco. Then the second year, it felt like Omwane Etwaso. And that is why even later, Asafu Duku Kraba into the picture to help communication issues. In Tianuntino, I am out for IMC Nature supporters in your authority in your power. A true baby, they have to fall on people who are willing. Our mobile available to offer their help. Until you study NMA, Chairman K5, other supporters in Penifone, any power on this particular IMC because there were positions that they needed people to fill. Fast forward second year, that's very coy. Then Akoto had to take over. So he was in charge of administration and operations of Kotoko, which sometimes you need an administrative manager and you need the operation. You come on the term operations. No training grounds issues. Because in Kotoko project, operations manager be cabo because I had a project manager. Intinanya Jumaketwa ye jatu was say they were falling short on so many issues, and it exposed the system. The third season, and almost okay, because so steady. I think why Nana Pinka at some point in time was delayed with the appointment because he felt announcement to be coming. As all the Jinemu Nobiba, that was basically his feeling. Until now, would you be seen? Because all catch Robis on Jan and Juma. He needs some form of job security. And you are talking about a position that you need prominent people, not just anybody. In terms of he will be selling Asafu Duku na area. Asafu Duku abaye kotuko ejumani bida. He's around. West there is no kasama, you kind of saying circles, in some of their legal issues. Time our supporters ni issue ne ba no. So they realized that okay, obetime nya time kakra dia so emu. Na said that bi no say ye kase ye nkokra na ehane because on lusu na adwuma nkasa oye, which is as a lawyer. That is why ebi o man ko po bi amana nja na adwuma ambe ye kotko adwuma full time. Okay. It would say they've had certain challenges on their harmony crime jiboye ken. Why ebia the IMC will not insist about Kumasi na on permanent basis for say what if man be now the next day there is a communication say IMC in front of Jumanto. What happens? Exactly. Enti so nipa mbe operations damenya na juma or kotkoni. Almost every kotko match biano or try say 2-3 days bi oba Kumasi be support. Enti sa de na oba yam fa won so na boa. Ti common into a be announcement ba you shall ball ulusu. So look at how the appointment was formed. And that in terms of the development of the club we'll have issues, and that is why we are here. But as he said penny for I want to say some soon temwa I side with them because next season and moving forward a lot of things needs to change, and
mame emfa next stories nin twaso na baby obi abefa no matimi afana afi many agrada abewi ansa na makọ college ne ho na ho se de wasi ayi din a wagege dem a wo hwemoni ma but more information so say boys no at a reception ho.
I'm ready for let me make Kumasi
so na bus 6 a adwuma ma entrance ye ba kope uti fa ba bia biem ti mo ya we
jibo mimi ye Kumasi ni
ana huru su
so we Kumasi ni mimi ye Kumasi ni enti bi o twa bia meche no.
Okay, enti benasomwa say Sheltavigo. Yeah. Omasan no. We dey new loan till 2030. This is Sumwa a permanent player at the Mac Club FNC Sheltavigo. The a free Omasoye Ebanono. Obo at the Momu Junior side. Shelter Fortuna. Oh, and I will see now kind. I will see now kind. Oh, season was 5 goals. And they are momo. Ne modi bonti panifo sese de enye loan biem assign awe player nyame adum afia da ben Kevin Osesbi ne management any has management be share has epese omo extended the contract of Kevin Osesbi season we ba na wie ya na Kevin Osesbi ni contractor one has wono na ba na wie panyifo say omuguso emo den de especially salary branch and the Kevin or says be person no but if you are the house management any branch and management e be share but for wona ya wani wa Ashanti Gold 04 ade bi koso na minim se wati mu asema Uru Shaibu Osei Al Hassan tezi waka coaches na omo training for license no okay ena no pay ena Ashanti Gold for the betu just say coach Karim Zito former coach at the Asante Kotoko ono ena is my appointing as head coach Shaibu Osei Al Hassan say Zito ye technical director ono na da so ye head coach and panyifo so omo wa Ashanti Gold 04 so say Zito head coach na Shaibu bombe pe rofu for the amano nti asemi me se same ntu ho anamon na omo yehu di wom coach no ma na mane so omo di Zito ba na asesei enso ye behwe ho asem ne aka afei ene the office of the chief of staff menhia Ura Kofi Bedu Asante Kotoko MC ene yewura ekuhia na inhyiamu no afọ di pim kese wase ne se ne de atie from hyiamu no ene se Ura Kofi Bedu e de ato management nanim se board eba na enche oba arrange meeting between the board and the IMC the board never to take over the club ayi Kumasi Asante Kotoko awo de ato management anim so omo kwose omo nyoma na de board ne ba omo no mu hia no se nyoma bu ho so mbibie ni e de kire board nti finally ya confirm the ama IMC no se board eba enche omo ne board no ebetimi ehia nti Dangerman we ne kakra ewo ho a anwumri yedi eguo baby apesa wo fa no be sima be numbi na wafa na se wo betso abam na fi ye ne House of Folk chapter wo UK chairman ye uradufo AK Agrada so edi nkomo them say next time bia meko bia na me buy say me dem wo fa ba fie na obe retire wo fie yes na so fa ko ya che turn your back but o metre fie
aka few years
is ko wanya say
enyem ko ya me fie na aka few years
enye wo fie asem ne ka ukọ UK wanya how many years say 20 years be ma be yebi babo etimami we
the new reason why Nana still will be there and then oversee day-to-day running of the club with the administrators, you know. And for me, it is welcome. ABA new members, you know, some of them has come in before, and ABA they will be staging a comeback. And yeah, they identity. Meaning now, we are. You be na yahwe adwuma e be show mo nsa any dom be nti ande impenifo si ewufo eno mo ho kwan nti e be twen na aben no na yen so ya be ye boss so mo ade no information rate ne say em say emu ye kakra emu ye kotoko benya kakra fine em say e bia say 300,000 to 400 maybe koko 500 ma people shouldn't be surprised but at least enti ma below 300 nti the attitude no em say emu ya anesa at least oko youth level onward transfer no ne solidarity ni other things did that mu da achi ni nyina no ya de ebebo na boss assembly build so mo ade akobie ki bi na me de beto no because emrenti because I'm hearing say there are players during Nana more time no mo kokoko aya almost solidarity ba some of them Nana Pinkra doesn't even know or hear about it. Somebody will have to do some serious investigation in there.
Say
one thing here.
There say some now work na say mu wa kan say be busa we. They won't do me can say
say no maybe say o say na ya mo time no players bi mo hom jeje mo kokoko me ade teams bi mo a e bia omo nei no mo solidarity no mo be baba ase emu na ho yie
emu na ho na bi ye bia na is a club no we na we you adwena free so say club bia ni be bia ni player ko and there's football
eba
and there's football na do bi ansem so what me chana say enti mi nkoba say u player akọ baby na bia baby okọ na ese club ni twia solidarity a si etwes kana ko go bi accounts man na so bi akọ create ko to accounts de ko giska na so ko yere
ne pa cho
chichimu yi
ebi ho no mu a ne tititi se eba nso so em se nana many win so wonya we wo de
wonya we say sis kan ko hin
boss mi be de ko
be wontimi kan sam trasa am fa
mi be ko ti am ka say me di akire
danger da bida
boss na mpacho ka pesa me kan sen wadaro ma
ada bi asem na kan sa no odin sika ne ko hin ana sika ne ma
boss me say me di akire na abotre ma me so me say me ka say me di ade we acha me di akire tina me ka say we de me di twam keke bi ko mre ni ho ahun en say be ya anyi yemre no na ne tititi no ano odin kakra se sa na etie de a nanka ehu papa but wo de eno no yemfa nto ho no mo enti it is good okay process be house of folk omunye don betimi bia to maintain this young chap anything that they can or no up house no where true and true phobia enti the say house ye nyina ne say omo try say be maintaining of course from Techiman to house sani alaja can be sneaking in the be shame no and he is one of the captains in the club. Senya aside crowd by probably he would have been the captain. And he were building, were developing to a point that as I said, the needed recognition. And he said, "Na can no mutual no." Obviously, yes, after 3, 4, 5 seasons, yes, and he omohena omonya. What made Titi Amina comfortable? Agency bia. Omo try some born and so say on running down the contract no am de be too kwani ade me manager no menya make catch and masa Osesibe is still yet unfinished product. He still need a lot of coaching. Enti moma no more has na kakra na on nimumia. But the mechanism has for one normally no. I think Friday meeting no conclusive. I will be happy to hear say at least that is put to bed. No concentrating no about the ball. Now the next 2, 3 years, 4, 5 years no has in me say at least one barring any injury and I say any serious setback be an be sa. And yes, I na has na turn no money be kakra na and some their cushion team no and also I'm all well and good and for it and
okay.
I shan't go the end no Tamason.
I shan't go the end.
I shan't go to the end. I see confusion ahead of me.
Which is dangerous.
Which is very dangerous. Yeah. And I think omo ya Ashanti Gold no. Boss, omo pe professional football administration bi na on seat to sa no man ma wo. Because I say when Kenya asem bia o. Ashanti Gold want to qualify for the Premier League. Ebia coach afa no any A. As God qualify for Premier League would that even the A or no team coach team no. Or ye bia mbe we no aye we na okra A no ntia bia obetima to aso that's fine. A communication. Say there are stronger hands to come and assist. You have stronger hands to come and work with you. Or some impene ne announce say massa o contract no wo de je tena baby yemfo bi from ra case die enkriti wula baru bia
medasi danger man that bia danger man is hearing something. Please ask danger man if those monies are going into individual account or Kotoko account. Danger. Good evening to you all. Watching from Nanedu's Baba shop in Croydon for Medabo Basti. And the message you have. Ejedi.
Yeah.
Yankoi.
Jubo, you see, baby, we are seeing it no. Sika o football more transfer. And transfer mun is Canada bar. Omom de bani amanone for no. Amanone for him pempeni for to be omo pay young boys in ato. To your club na so open so nyeska. And your target is to sell players and make money. Jai 35 for neto. Ni jai 26 and 27 for neto. Because European team be anywhere. Player near 27 unless Wabo Africa akwaje wabo Confederations Cup bi akwaje ana wakobo national team akwa excel and obenya deal and how many times na saa de see in our local scene by Tiana right to dream for ne kire kwan ne say fa kire anu afa akola no ma no proper enye fichiri say ye fo bi as obi a pe youth team football nto onye coach a o groom kwala no for the European market you would any edi nkomo bi wase ase o be say o ton remote you come agrada or a requirement to hear when you are bringing that product to his market. And on episode the code, do you prepare the product to suit marketer or danger man in Pesuaswana? No, because baby episode cotton the omo pen and now prepare the call, and that is where the money is, and the right to do for natural cheetah FC for natural. You be wafa for natural you. And the crown here Benab mo Benab ye wa he say no dem kwala no ko na say aba Queen Michael Antonio am de kotoko boy you call Middlesbrough listo no we dim face he's 18 years or so obefa kotoko no moko e kwan ne da ho nti de somo de na aba no that should tell kotoko the way they should not joke with their youth team. One thing, you pick them at a lower price. You brand them with the Kotoko image. The next big thing after 5 years, a investment okay. Because they say most of the team now say your far colana near the abani youth side. Me a man bear 2 years preparation for our youth side. Me a PROMOTIONAL senior team. I'm turn aboard in India because our hand 300,000. No, with the onward said that she will be a senior team near a toner. We be and now say a book. So they also feel say, yet in a mess out of you be a trainee player. Maybe a bass about fat 30 million, 40 million. No, my circle to be there be me fabi shame dada. No more. So that is where the money is. And then I could $300,000. Can you compare it to stadium attendance? No, you see the major source of income. Can you compare it to it? Tisa Fidiano in Kwalabe 5. Now to Omegu Europe. Now after 2-3 years, ebi mo fed through. Ebi mo kind of saying omo loan permanent. You are making huge amount of money. And then a Dreams FC after Aziz. Say make I say Dreams for the interview Momuka so all in other teams. But say they are looking at the future. And the Aziz come out Bastuna. First season they slow, but second season so as Akobi. If things should work out for Aziz, maybe a Bassa team no nyamu rent Bassa bet me a journey maybe a 7 million be, maybe a 6 million be. Now 30% was 6 million more, and our 30% were even 5 million more. And soon any transfer be a cabo and Beko Africa has it. So you look at the long term. And one thing about Kotoko say, Kotokono ewuti. And if the club is being run from Fikesiemwa, that means in the next 5 years, it comes back to the same place. It will come to the coffers of Kotoko, which will be used to run Kotoko. I think if there is a case study that would determine how Kotoko should be run in the next 5 years, someone the okay. So now,
Jibo management should do anything possible to bring Osesibe to Kotoko, Randimula at the free Old Town Stadium and all the Abba. And we see okay, and Pastor Jose, can Dangerman give us those players' names so we can do some investigations ourselves? I think Kotoko should do rebuilding for 4 years before we think of Africa. And also the Abba and no. Obed Twaso.
Yeah. Last test and see Kotoko should do it, but SCB and Jibo ebe den dia mas. They say no me do born interviews and say legends na ye na my boys now say some ye careful. No na say krabu ho dan kuma be ye ba ko kruma na o ka say omo Africa no mo boy na hu nsensem pii omo manya kwan entu kwan anko amono ne anko ye adwuma no Jibo omo bre enu tie dan kuma kra de we na o ka say could be about professional football at this highest level there. yenya fe no kotena bruchiri na ka on sunu mu ni ade or compare the life with other players a ball obutimi call the top level now they are enjoying from their investment but locally ni say na unya kura kwa invest bi basically you are living on hand to mouth ti we are no akwasha just there is ejibo most of the players no from 95 neighbor na up to say majority nyina go abrochiro no na abi pave the way for them. The advantage is that because of club now boy maybe unya Africa be 3 because into unya national team bi sumu right into be our passport na nye virgin what to kwan bi ntino you can find your way out of this country. But I say boys na hu say there be ska or baby foforo jibo say me no na tikrum ha ebi kura wo no na obo 11 wonders bi ebi awo na obo dreams bi obo hohoi bi na because of be a member house no court continue me transfer na nye easy sa say club bi ba ya meko nti ebi a mement mi anko na bia say nipa ewura mu Ethiopia na jibo after 6 months after 1 year beba no osi okujame wo ebi a nkawe yenko hade ubeko na chese player na first no frew a wojo salary wo house na court ko wo mani bi no akotwa no ho 1 year ba na dan a wasi no wo ye awia ne sa oh jame wo card le bi ho me hade ubeko na chese ka onu wetu no oba onu kra na eto aduane ama wadi uti akira you start to ask yourself questions say abrabo no bo ne sen no be sounds e be nipa nko be kom kra bi a plot no oto ya che dada oba no ni sign on fee no de bi to asase untimi nya blocks ba kukram kosisu not because what we show abrabo ntim say there bi my abrabo me di agro me discount rough but what we show abrabo hu say there bi u managing your mapa but the honor na esa no this will create a different impression for the boys omo and there's a TikTok I hear numre no Ghanaian players ni omo to ko Ethiopia South Africa omo South Africa kakra
omo didi omo
di nkomo na tim say there bi
omo chirim say abrabo na sesa
na say boys ni ba na say player ebia for the past 3 years wo ka mu note ebi kura fridge kura clubhouse we ni bio wo fridge no use obetena dem na hate TV na bia e twa the contract mu ko yes yo nko na agent bia force am na ewura Kenya na obeba no afi no car wotwi no I mean the boys see those things
and no pay say bia na mekan Morrison see Kenya out of 22 or 24 games emu 13 and he name as man of the match to anam kwanso ko iba obetimi anya play of the season e wo Kenya
nya pe jibo abrabona
e also so oje fine
na say hono no koya ko house dressing room I was almost said and done. He granted that chips I interviewed. Call ni free Kenya ne ba ya no mka say amount na Kenya for ne bon. Has the any drew even 20%.
Agada yenwe amponse James say Kotoko fans ne say omo management and target Kevin no say SB.
My house in India definitely. I am wish. Say has between I do between Biana or maintaining Kevin or CCB. And I don't see Kevin moving to Kotoko. Debbie no bow back to Kotoko or yeah, no book anymore. I cross on what playing to the beer until I need a Kotoko in film with him.
What's can just play between Mokobi?
Over a 2 more quadra, a 2 on whom the born of 1 day also conanim. Also konanim enti Kotoko supporters no omo panto ochiri say Kevin or Debbie o free house dia na menim say o ko fallen land okay the board no obo no eni obi akoso e chene mekre but man fasa akonya isu na me kan chance for support bi o tibe bia say
me nua Kofi Jamfi and wo UK also watch out
meje de so
you go be position here there
on advice yeah
okay that's it
yeah
to abedi e chiri no
yes
okay mami announce from 03222494 4010322494771 okay
omo UK omo be go Facebook ye we TikTok ye across the only team the supporters stick kwa na team ni ko for ye enti e be say
na team bia supporters stick kwa na team
yeah dia has the sunsun obi onim has bia nim say has ni sunsun ni supporters
na team bia sunsun ni supporters
me kamedie
okay
me has de na me ka say ye de ni kwa team no yate ada na amatim na yesa ye besa support wo babia wo America wo diaspora wo Togo kra na wo Facebook TikTok a e ho beka ho because sa wo hwe Chama Yusuf ni vision a say yetimi boa no a ye boa Chama Yusuf wo hwe vision o wona na say ha supporters ye wa bruchiri pa yet kase be boa no say ni vision o wona obetimi di club na ko leveler
ambajo mu TV no monsaka
ye nka say ye GTV bia TV be na o kan wasemi
je motobre watara tactical board no
ya nto TV bia mre watara
yo that's it why odin baby akase finado wasema to aso.
Hello, Danny, me watibu.
Okay, yankwai.
Wede me bua baso na ni sports bia ho de my atibu so de on bia sita be bia e hwe. Na metre uri pa ba ko di kan ka seji ansana ko man has ni be kasa esren has ni suba aya wo susu condemn team esren na the house news ba o first da sini a o kan say the first the matter na so bo house aboni bi ani ona ya mi aduma ni de obeyi ni opportunity
odi baby agasa finado wasema to aso. Oh went me enyina so odi baby agasa finado wasema to aso.
Yibo apoma
boko
kuma afu ni o mkase flash ama
hey Eric yankwai.
We jam da fo nyina we tell mo mo ni ti ha ni no to no. We jam na no say ya o wa champion yan ko ntira. The same time me fa to we de meti ya ka sen di se kotokofo ya na ka se mo te di ni ya. No nye player dia adinti na mo pe no. Enkwan a uti no. Obe enama uti no be de onkwan. Ndi to wo the player there so the ban say you omo yede omo pe no ba ko to ko de metu aka say omo pe omo so le gi omo beti na ibi ha so omo nyero mo obo jibo na ko bonchira mo yelo kasa
era se ento aso odi me be aka say finado aso to aso. Hello
ya good evening
ba to lo radio set na o TV set ma mo ai
pa do ta free ai text
okay yet you
la ko sport la ba do o se say ko say bi o ba ko pa ya pa
o de to aso
ko ti am wa ro lo de ko wa mi ni ma ka
okay odi me be aka say finado wasema to aso. Hello? Hello?
Adawuma pene na na ntia mo apenya otoso mienu no paase kronko oboyeze ne ata no dumase na me di medjuma.
Okay.
Abajibu. Ezize kotoko anga sai timbia pe hawa yesibra ne kotoko no emwa kotoko because we kotoko as a big club wa the management here omora ne kotoko no we very few. Very few. And the other kotoko etiminya board wa e be fa management o mbetimi a take care of the team ama team no enkan ko akona ne because the team no how you run no ne na ma kotoko team no.
Okay, yeah say all right. But for yenwe nana be wo say kotoko doesn't want Kevin Osesi bu onyade. Nana be wo de aban no. But for yenwe
eti yewe no nana obimpon ofori e champon